Hey my friend, it's Graeme, street owner for cyclo-core.com, and you're here with me on a Sunday in November. And I know many of us are wrapping up our seasons, hopefully getting some recovery from finishing up our current season. Hope you had a good one. And getting ready to move into off-season training or base training. And I want to share with you three things that have been frustrating me lately and why. Number one, I see so many riders, trying to catapult their current fitness from this season and hold on to it so close, so tight. Heaven forbid they lose even an ounce of what they've hopefully gained this year. And although I understand that, what I also understand, having done this for over a decade, both personally and professionally, is that sometimes losing a little bit of fitness is necessary. We need to wind back from feeling at our best from our season. I know that that's hard to do. Trust me, I understand that that's hard to do. But when we do that, we allow our body to really get that refresh that we need. We need that hunger to come back. And although you might put on a couple pounds back from what you've lost, if you've lost any, you might lose a little bit of power. You might lose your groove or motivation. If you have the right game plan coming up or in place, you're going to get back on. And when you do, you want to come back in with the second thing that's been frustrating me lately, which is going after principles of strength, principles of fundamentals. I see so many riders getting kind of duped into thinking that base training needs to all be about long, slow miles, whether out, freezing your ass off out in the cold, whether it's trying to rack up Strava miles with these different contests, who can do the most miles in the middle of December or January. I'm sorry. I think that's a failure for the everyday cyclist. And the reason why is that what Strava, and which I'm on, I know hundreds of you follow me on Strava, and I use Strava extensively. But one of the things I find is a problem, especially with many of the contests that are on there, is that it's promoting you to only focus on how much mileage you achieve. And although mileage has some value, it doesn't tell the whole story. For instance, today I went out for a group ride with friends, 41 miles, 42 miles, mostly what they would call a winter pace, meaning that we're not going after KOMs, we're not going after Zone 4, Zone 5, nor should we be, especially for longer off-season miles. What Strava can't account for is that I did over half of my ride standing in the big ring in muscular endurance intervals. Very difficult intervals. And although my heart rate won't show a huge spike in performance, and although my speed won't represent how hard today's ride was, it was a high quality session. That's what I want to really point out here, is that if you're not focused on the quality of what you're doing this winter, I promise you, you're going to hit early spring, and you're going to wonder why you're not seeing the improvements you think you should because of how much time you've spent. Third thing, I just literally had a customer of mine ask me how to train for the Sufferfest or Sufferlandria 9-day thing in January. This is like 9 days of 9 different Sufferfest videos. I don't have anything against Sufferfest or a competitor of mine. I've used their videos personally before. I'm not big into racing, and I really don't care to watch pro cyclists, so to be honest, it doesn't really do it for me. But he was asking, should he change his Cyclo 90 training to prepare for 9 days of 2-hour high-intensity Sufferfest videos? And first of all, I'm not answering the question other than my only goal for my customer, this isn't to be rude, but to be honest, is I'm looking to get you strong. Not just a little bit stronger, but significantly stronger. I don't just produce workouts. I don't just produce, workouts to make you to hurl or to ride like a pro. My job with my workouts is to systematically, step by step, get you stronger, to get you more proficient, to get you more efficient on the bicycle. And I don't just use one particular workout to do that. And although some of my high-intensity training sessions are quite difficult, in fact, maybe even more difficult than some of the Sufferfest videos, it's not just the high intensity that I'm after. I'm looking on educating you on how to ride the bike in different ways for more value when you're out on the road, when you're out on the trails. And I think that's what a lot of my competitors miss in what they're offering. And I hate to even share it because it's something that I've valued for years now for my customer, is making sure if we're going to do an off-season training program that we cover all of the bases, and regardless whether you're a beginner intermediate, advanced, whether you are a regular everyday cyclist that likes to do centuries and group rides, or you're Joe Racer that wants to race every weekend, the fundamentals, listen to me, the fundamentals of strength are the exact same. The exact same. And I'm sorry, some 9-day, 2-hour sufferfest in the middle of January, for most of you, it's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I think you're not looking at the big picture. You always have to ask yourself, is it worth doing someone's promotion to promote their videos, which I don't do, or is it worth using something, a system, to get you from point A to point B, so when you hit the important rides in real life, outside in real life, which is what matters to me, that those workouts you did inside with me or anyone else can now have value. And that's really what I think a lot of people miss. So it's not that these things are failures, but I think they're misleading for the everyday cyclist. And I think it's important that I try to point out to you that I'm here to support you from step A, step B, C, D, E, F, all the way through your goals. And I know many of you, using my programs or just watching my podcasts and these videos, have had breakthroughs this year. And that means a lot to me. And I hope these videos are helpful. If you got any questions, of course, leave them below. I can't get back to everyone, but I'll do what I can. If you don't have Cyclo 90 yet, if you're looking for something more than just a couple workouts to sweat with, but you actually want to see definitive progress every week over a 90-day period, it's a good program to try. And I back it 100%. 15% stronger or your money back. I've never once, out of 10,000 plus users, 20,000 plus users, never had someone not get strong if they've done even a fraction of what I'm offering. I hope it helps, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.